My name is Priscilla Gomez. I love life. I love my life. Like, we almost died.
I'm at an all-time. Alright, so what's up, guys? So I know I said this video is basically going to explain what I didn't explain in my last video. Turns out I don't actually have the footage of it all happening. That was kind of where my head was going with this whole... There's one in particular thing that we did that was just really needs its own explaining, but turns out I don't have the footage for it, so... Sorry. The whole thing basically started off with... I'm recording, excuse you.
Recording what? Black?
This whole conversation that we're having?
Oh my god, Diane.
For legal purposes?
For legal purposes, that's it. We got...
That's the legal purposes I was talking about, Joe. This girl's like, in case we die.
Like, we have proof.
Alright, people, we ready?
But basically, yeah, so I had said that. Basically, that was just like clue number one of like something was gonna happen to us. And then after that, she had mentioned it also, like when we were putting on our life jackets and everything. She makes a video apparently, and she's like, oh, so this is a video in case I die, in case you never see me again. So I'm saying we both jinxed it. So that was like clue number two. Basically, she had said that, and then like I thought like things were going good in my head. I was like, okay, if anybody's gonna fall off, like it's gonna be her. But like that was where my head was at. You fall off, you have a life vest, you're good, you have a helmet, like nothing that serious should happen. Point is, we're on the water raft. The raft basically looked like this. The guy's like, oh, everything's going normal, just like normal water rafting, putting the paddle in there, whatever. It gets to a point where the guy's like, oh, there's just like a lot of waves going on. I guess we approached a certain wave like the wrong way, and like we approached it sideways. He's like, oh, the boat's gonna flip, is what we heard. So before I had flipped and everything, like guys like talking to us, and he's like, oh, like if something were to happen, what you would have to do is just like kind of like you have the life jacket on here, and then you would just kind of like throw yourself backwards, and then like just kind of like fall off. Boat never flipped. We stayed on there. We're freaking out because our instructor had told us like beforehand, like, oh, there's whirlpools. We don't want to get near that because the people who have gone near that, like, they get sucked in. Like, we don't see them again. Like, they die. And we're like, ha ha ha. Oh my god, so funny. I'm gonna see if I can try to find the clip so I can just try to like kind of show you what exactly we're experiencing.
Within about 2 seconds, I found myself in a whirlpool as well.
We get caught up in like this like whirlpool because like waves are coming in like left and right. It felt like it was going on for like an hour. I'm pretty sure it was just like 12 minutes tops that like this was all just happening. But it was just like a weird experience. We almost died. We're just holding on. I'm holding on to the raft like with two hands. I'm just like, okay, yes, gotta stay alive. And then like the waves coming at me. I couldn't breathe because like the water just keeps on hitting me. And then like for me to try to breathe, I was just like swallowing water. It was the craziest experience. Like I'm not lying to you. We're like banged up. These are my hand injuries. I wrapped them up. Like my elbow was just like, our instructor was basically like, oh, this never happened. You know, usually when the wave hits, like the boat flips. He's like, that's what we were expecting. It's the most craziest experience. It's insane. I don't know how else to explain this, but just
We were about to die.
we were about to die. Thank God we're alive. Like I was at one point just yelling. I was like, help! Yeah, there was a guy on jet skis, and I'm just like, oh, they're gonna help us out. At one point, I was like, oh, I'm gonna just let go. I'm gonna die. I was full on ready to accept death. What a day. So that was us right after we had gone home and everything. We took showers. Taking a shower that day was like hard. Like legit right in that video, I had just finished taking a shower. I couldn't lift up my arm like past here just because like even doing this, it hurt. I think simply just because I was like holding my arm out for dear life for so long and like holding on so strong. But yeah, like it hurt. The rest of the Canada trip really was just like us trying to recover. And every single time we went out, we were like, can you believe we almost died? Yo, it was honestly insane. What I took away from it was, I don't even know. I don't know, man.